Halo Infinite has been confirmed to be getting a free-to-play component in multiplayer. We don't know if it's the entirety of the multiplayer suite or if it's a specific handful of modes, similar to perhaps what they're doing with Call of Duty, whereas like Warzone is free to play, but the mainline stuff you need to own the game in order to play that version of multiplayer. So hard. I haven't seen if they've yet anyway. Maybe it's out there, but I haven't seen yet if 343 Industries have actually said specifically what versions of the multiplayer, if not everything, is free to play. And they also confirmed that there will be a mode or a version of multiplayer or something that will run at 120 FPS. So I don't know if that's something where you just choose to drop the graphics a bit to hit 120, or if it's only certain multiplayer modes that will be able to support 120 or what, but some version of that will be 120, if not everything. And again, that's console, that's not just the PC, but the Series X running their multiplayer at 120 FPS. So, that's, you know what, that's actually...
It's good news.
It's good news. Some people have been harping on it, but if you look at what the rest of the industry is doing, you pretty much need to do this.
Yeah. I agree.
You can't really get away, especially if you're Halo, you can't afford to rely on people buying your game to get into multiplayer, to play it. You need to, you know, it's the fucking future, and people are gonna, bitch, whine, and moan about it, but it's the reality. Look at what Warzone's doing. Look at Fortnite. Look at fucking Valorant. Look at all these games. You're going to have more revenue, more player base. It's really good news for any chance of an esports scene, because any game that's going to be big in esports, ideally, is free.
Yep.
There's not very many games that have a popular esport right now that you have to pay to play the game. Are there some? Yes. Are they the biggest players in the game? No. And so for Halo, I think it's a good move. I'll be interested in whether or not it's only specific modes, or if it really is all of the multiplayer. And people have used this to also say that maybe this is a signal that even though they said they wouldn't be doing one, that perhaps it means a battle royale.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense.
Well, here's a question. Would you want a Halo battle royale?
You know what's crazy is I actually think the gaming industry is ready for another battle royale. We're in like sort of a weird, I wouldn't say weird, but it's been like a transitional phase from battle royale central to more of, we're almost going into like one of the CSGO phases where we're getting more of these like ultra competitive, almost one-shot, two-shot kill type death matches, where you sit and you watch when you go down and you buy and you do all these things. I actually think Halo is in a position where if they came out with a battle royale, it wouldn't it won't get as much hate as it would have a year and a half ago, announcing a battle royale. I think if they did that a year and a half ago, people would be like, bro, no. There are still going to be a lot of people that are going to say no. But because Halo is already such a big franchise and it's never really done anything like that. And if they make it classic Halo and the maps are big enough, I think that they have a shot to make a game that's intriguing and something that's a little bit more long-lasting on an esport front and on a Twitch front than just another team deathmatch. Because I think that the whole team deathmatch thing, although there is a place for it in esports, in terms of like Twitch and competitive watching and just staying in front of everybody, that's not it. It's not what people have been wanting to see. At least that's from viewership wise. It's these battle royales or these free to play team based games that are getting the love. There's not a whole lot of streamers out there that are ladder heroes that are playing FPSs on ladder that are doing big numbers and doing big things. So, if they want to play the Twitch game and the longevity game, I think it's probably a better thing to do. I don't see Halo working as, say, that Rogue game that's now out, Rogue, whatever the fuck it is, that Epic has. I don't see it working in that way. I think it's either going to be a battle royale or it's just going to be classic Halo multiplayer. I think those are your two options.
Yeah, I think you're right that if they actually did decide to do that now, it would be better received than if they did it a year ago, because for sure, a year ago we were just getting inundated with battle royales, and it didn't seem to matter what the quality of it was. It was just everyone had to do a battle royale, and that was it. And so that's what you got. And I think that, I mean, and we've talked about this before, but let's be honest, there are few intellectual properties that would probably fit a battle royale format better than Halo. I mean, Halo, it's almost fucking born to be a battle royale in terms of the multiplayer. It already had big team matches, big maps with objectives and things of that nature. It's already dipped its toes in the water in that regards, in that regard. Excuse me, and people enjoyed those modes. And so I think that with Halo, I think a lot of Halo's best modes for me personally, and I don't know what the general consensus is, but I don't think that the just straight raw deathmatch was always necessarily the most popular. They were fun, but when you get a big team together, the capture the flags, the skull matches, King of the Hill, things like that, they generated, because of the nature of Halo, they generated the most kind of engaging combat, because it forced you to get a little closer together. It wasn't just a sniper match or some shit, or like a BR cheese fest or some shit, even though it always kind of comes down to that to some degree. And I think that if Halo were to do a BR, I bet you because here's what I think. They said a while ago, like eons ago, in fact it might have been last year, during the height of BRs, where everyone was like, oh my god, is Infinite going to get a BR? Where they said the only BR we're interested in is the battle rifle. That was their response.
I forgot about that. They did say that.
Of saying whether
and then people are like, yeah, because I fucking hate battle royales and I'm over it.
Exactly. So, but here's the thing. I think that they could still do a BR, but they might try and pull a Blizzard. Remember when Blizzard came out with Heroes of the Storm and they tried to get away from calling it a MOBA? And they tried it, like they had like 15 different fucking names for it, and eventually
the Brawler,
the Hero Brawler or whatever the shit they ended up calling it.
It's like, bro, that's a MOBA.
It's a fucking MOBA. But here's the thing. I think that there's a good chance that 343 does the same thing with Infinite, whereby they don't want to call it a BR because they don't want to have it attached to the name, especially since they've already said the only BR we're interested in is the battle rifle. I think that they go ahead and they make something that resembles a BR, but I think the most intelligent thing for them to do would be to incorporate some of the mechanics of the many objective-based Halo multiplayer modes that have existed, and kind of do an evolution of the BR. Because really, a BR, as it stands, is basically a deathmatch. It's just
a big one. A
very big deathmatch where you get one life and maybe a chance at coming back if you're lucky. That's pretty much it. So there's not a lot of objective stuff. You know, Warzone's got, bits and pieces sprinkling in where they're kind of experimenting with the idea of that kind of thing, where they'll have like there was a train going around the map that's got stuff on it, or they had the failed thing where the helicopters would show up once in a while and they'd all have like loot on them and shit, or you could pick up the shit. What are they called? Well, there's like bounties and stuff. There's like bounties, or you can go to intel spots and things like that. You can pick it up to earn your money to take to your to get your loadouts and shit. So they've got like bits and pieces of that, and it creates little micro objectives within the party, but only a couple of them really end up bringing enemies and everyone else to the same area. Like some of them do, but like when a loot drop happens or some shit, but it's not the same thing. So I think that that's a good possibility that Halo introduces some sort of big ass map battle. They won't call it a BR. They'll call it something else.
Yeah.
But it's really just going to be a fucking BR with, I would assume, and well, maybe I'm just projecting that I hope that they include more objectives and things to get them, to allow them to at least feel okay with the fact that they're not calling it a BR. It's like, look guys, BRs don't have all these objectives, but we do. And yeah, the map shrinks to push people closer together, and yeah, you're mostly just killing each other, but
it's not a battle royale.
It's not a battle royale. And so
it's a battle rifle royale.
There you go. And that's it. That's what I think is probably going to go down. But 120
Either
FPS.
Way, it's good news because you can play it for free.
Yep.
120 FPS.
Yep.
If you don't like it, who gives a fuck? You didn't pay for it. You know, like, I mean, at the end of the day, this is good news for Halo fans, in my opinion.
Yeah, because I guess for them, it's the balance of getting people to pay the money up front, even if they're not that interested in the campaign, to play the multiplayer, versus how many people that play the multiplayer for free will be enticed to buy the single-player campaign stuff separately. And I guess they're going for volume and hoping that more or that enough people get involved in it. I know with Warzone, the way that they kind of bait you into buying the main game is some guns are only available by achieving things in the standard multiplayer mode that you can't do in Warzone. And so unless you're doing a free weekend, which they'll occasionally do as well to get you in and entice you, there are guns that they're kind of locked out on, and some of them are really fucking good guns. And so we'll have to wait and see how they monetize it, because they're trying to go with like no microtransactions and all that stuff. But look, any component of a game that comes with free has to have some way.
There's gonna be microtransactions. There's gonna be skins and customizations and different
Battle
shit like
Pass. What do you think they're gonna call the Battle Pass?
I don't know.
Or are they just gonna say fuck it and call it a Battle Pass?
I don't think they'll call it a Battle Pass. I think they'll. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. They'll come up with something.
Well, at this point, as long as it's not Call of Duty, where the updates are all 40 fucking gigs a pop, and the game is over 200 gigs on its own.
Yeah, no.
Which I think it just happened. They just like surpassed 200 gigs in this last
that's
patch.
Insane. That's actually insane.
You're
the
talking
answer's no for me.
You're talking like an individual hard drive dedicated to fucking Call of Duty at this point.
I've already uninstalled that. I mean, the game is fun. It really is. I actually think that's the best. This is the best Call of Duty that I've played since Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah.
Like it's polished. It runs well. It's fun. It's that middle ground between that fast deathmatch in your face shit with the big battle royale feel. It's got you use money, you can strategize with your partners, you can get your own custom loadouts. Like they really have fucking crushed it when it comes to this version of the Call of Duty. But man, that game is huge, and man, the hacking is on another level. And it is what it is. But I gotta say, I gotta hand it off to Activision on this one. This is a very impressive Call of Duty gameplay-wise. They really nailed it out of the park. I mean, it's almost like, for me as a player, it went from 0 to 100. Like, that's how much better this Call of Duty is than virtually anything I've played in years. So
I think that's in no small part because it involves a lot of Modern Warfare in it.
Yeah.
And it is basically, they confirmed here this week that Call of Duty in its current form is like Modern Warfare is the most lucrative and most popular Call of Duty of all time. It's like north of 70 million
Yeah, it's insane.
people. Huge. And so, you know, they're obviously, this time, the success is a bit more warranted, whereby at least the Warzone mode is, in my opinion, currently the best Battle Royale on the market overall. If you're looking for slightly different things here and there are other options, but the reality is that really, as an overall product, other than the fact that it has 7 trillion terabytes of fucking updates every 5-10 minutes, it is the best one on the market. I mean, Apex is there, but Apex's struggle is that the character abilities and shit make it harder to balance, and it kind of fucks with it. The mobility in Apex is still superior to everything else by miles. And I still sometimes find myself wishing that Warzone picked up more on Apex's pinging system and their mobility. Climbing up a rock in Warzone, literally impossible. And we're not talking about a big rock.
No.
We're talking about like a knee-high stone on the ground.
You could just leap over.
Like, you're jumping over 9-foot tall fence, but if you get like a 2.5-foot tall rock in front of you, you're fucked.
That's it, no, it ain't
you
happening,
gotta run
bro.
around.
Yeah,
Like, it's massive. So yeah, I mean, it's definitely doing very well, and obviously it shows now with over 70 million people playing the damn thing.